Disclaimer. All information is directly pulled from the most current listings of United States codes at the time of uploading. No person should take the information or interpretations presented here as legal advice, or advice of any kind. All legal research or request for legal interpretations should be done individually, as all information presented can be changed at any moment. United States Code Title II, the Congress. Chapter 5, Library of Congress. Section 135A, National Library Service for the Blind and Print Disabled. Part A. Paragraph 1. The text reads: The Librarian of Congress is authorized to provide to eligible persons who are residents of the United States, including residents of the several states, insular possessions, and the District of Columbia, and to eligible persons who are United States citizens residing outside the United States the following items. A. Literary works published in raised characters, on sound reproduction recordings, or in any other accessible format. B. Musical scores, instructional texts, and other specialized materials used in furthering educational, vocational, and cultural opportunities in the field of music published in any accessible format. C. Reproducers for such formats. This means the Librarian of Congress can provide the following items to any citizen that live in the United States-controlled areas, or are citizens residing outside of the United States. Any productions made for disabled people, like Braille or audio recorded. Any music-related material intended to further education and training in music-related fields. Any reproductions of previous items. Part A. Paragraph 2. The text reads: Ownership. Any item provided under paragraph 1 shall be provided on a loan basis and shall remain the property of the Library of Congress. This means the items from paragraph 1 is a loan and still belongs to and will be returned to the Library of Congress. Part B. The text reads: Lending preference. In the lending of items under subsection A, the librarian shall at all times give preference to 1. The needs of the blind and visually disabled, and 2. The needs of eligible persons who have been honorably discharged from the armed forces of the United States. This means the Librarian of Congress will always give preference for lent items in the following order: visually disabled, honorably discharged members of the U.S. Armed Forces. Part C. The text reads: Network. The Librarian of Congress may contract or otherwise arrange with such public or other nonprofit libraries, agencies, or organizations as the librarian may determine appropriate to serve as local or regional centers for the circulation of items described in subsection A.1. This means the Librarian of Congress can make a deal with public or nonprofit libraries or other appropriate organizations to assist in providing the items from Part A, Paragraph 1. Part D. The text reads: International service. The Librarian of Congress is authorized to provide items described in subparagraphs A and B of subsection A.1 to authorized entities located in a country that is a party to the Marrakesh Treaty, if any such items are delivered to authorized entities through online, not physical, means. The librarian may contract or otherwise arrange with such authorized entities to deliver such items to eligible persons located in their countries in any accessible format and consistent with Section 121A of Title 17. This means the Librarian of Congress can provide the items A and B from Part A, Paragraph 1 to the eligible people from Part A that are residing in countries that are part of the Marrakesh Treaty, but only through online means. https://www.wipo.int/treaties/and/ip/Marrakesh. The transfer must still comply with copyright laws and USC Title 17, Section 121A. Part E. The text reads: Contracting preference. In the purchase and maintenance of items described in subsection A, the Librarian of Congress, without regard to Section 6101 of Title 41, shall give preference to nonprofit institutions or agencies whose activities are primarily concerned with the blind and with other physically disabled persons, in all cases where, considering all the circumstances and needs involved, the librarian determines that the prices submitted are fair and reasonable. This means, when the Librarian of Congress uses money for the items from Part A, they will give contract preference to nonprofit organizations and any organization that works primarily with visually impaired or any other disabled people as long as the pricing is fair. This preference is carried out while ignoring Title 41, Section 6101, which covers advertisement requirements. Part F. The text reads: Regulations. The Librarian of Congress shall prescribe regulations for services under this section, in consultation with eligible persons and authorized entities. Such regulations shall include procedures that shall be used by an individual to establish that the individual is an eligible person. This means, the Librarian of Congress will establish rules for these services. They will be made with consultation with eligible individuals and organizations. These rules must also include requirements for people to be eligible for these services. Part G. The text reads: Definitions. In this section, 1. The terms accessible format, authorized entity, and eligible person have the meanings given those terms in Section 121 of Title 17, and 2. The term Marrakesh Treaty has the meaning given in Section 121A of such Title 17. This means, for more definition of the terms seen here, please go to Title 17, Sections 121 and 121A. Part H. The text reads: Authorization of appropriations. There are authorized to be appropriated to carry out this section such sums as may be necessary. This means, as much money as is needed will be given to the Library of Congress to perform these, but no amount is specified. I am not a lawyer, a politician, a representative of the United States government, or an expert in any field related to any of the information being presented here. I am merely a concerned citizen hoping to bring the rules that dictate our country to light in an easier to understand fashion than is being presented to us currently. Thank you. Please go to the Office of the Law Revision Council for a complete list of up-to-date versions of United States codes. The link is in the description below. https://uscode.house.gov. Please like and subscribe for more releases and updates.